Well, hello and welcome to Tom Hands On. Today we begin part 2 of saving Kenneth, Grandpa's C30 project. I left you guys off. I just washed it, got it kind of cleaned up. Now I'm working on getting parts and fixing stuff on the engine so I can put the engine more together before setting it in the frame. But you can see it over there. Right now I'm working on the engine. All these old manifold studs, like the outlet of the manifold, all the studs I've currently broke off. I hope I can get these ones out, but I'm cleaning these guys up. Yep, they all broke, but these manifolds are in good shape and they fit the exact exhaust that's still under there, and I want to hear it, so I'm gonna fix this and run it. So this is where we begin today, jumping right in, getting this thing prepared. And this is correct, short water pump is correct for a 72. I think they changed in 73. So this motor's pretty good for a swap in this truck. So I'm gonna get to it, get this fixed, see if I can get that fixed, and I'm gonna try to find some donuts. These gaskets still look pretty good, so I'll probably use those. I don't know, might get another set. If you're really careful, you can feel when it starts to actually catch a thread, so you don't end up cross-threading. And I can see it pushing the chips and all the old thread material out, so I know that I'm getting a pretty complete thread with minimal loss. So I'm pretty confident that these are good. It doesn't feel like I'm cutting. That's the important feeling. It should feel like you're just chasing a dirty, like rusty hole. That should be the signal that you're doing it right. Yeah, it is pretty much effortless. If I wasn't in a line with the pitch with this tap, it would cut all the way until I ran out of the cutting edge. So I believe these are all pretty good. Let's get down here and blow them out real quick. Looks pretty good to me. Clean this face up because it's pretty nasty. We'll wire wheel it and we'll move on to the next one. I got the manifolds on, snugged up, not super tight. Still got to figure out an alternator bracket because this is an earlier motor without any holes in the head. And this thing has cut off corner of the manifold, but I can't find the ram horns that were on this engine that took this bracket adapter, so I'll probably just end up making something like usual. Maybe could drill and tap into this and this, and then make a little stand. Probably could do something like that. Try to get this guy just straight on top here. Not exactly sure yet. I'll figure it out. Easy bracket to make later. Might not use that one at all. I don't think I can fire this up on this stand. I wanted to. I might be able to sneak a starter in. Might just put it up on the, throw it up on the forklift and check everything. I mean, I've ran it before, but you know, it's always nice to hear them again before throwing them in. Got my throwout bearing. It came off of this motor. This motor didn't have hardly any time on it, so really wasn't a. It's not a big deal to reuse these parts. They're basically new and they feel good, so not gonna waste them. Probably will blow that carb out just because it's been sitting. I've had it covered, but you know how that goes. Yeah, this thing was running pretty good. It was in a driving rig. I drove it once, I think, so pretty confident in it. I might get some black paint and mask this up, paint these black so it's fresh. This motor's pretty clean, so no use, you know, just letting it sit. I need a dipstick. I think these are all bell housing bolts, so probably just leave those there. Clutch and everything's great. So anyway, I'm gonna go on a parts hunt and see what I can find. All right, I've been digging around under the hood here. This had the propane stuff all up in here. I got that out of there because I'm gonna run it on gas. Oh, I hope the gas tank is not just sludge. It probably is. I'm not gonna run the AC yet. The engine I'm putting in it right now definitely doesn't have the accommodation to hold that bracketry. So I'm not too concerned about getting the AC going yet before a whole lot of other work gets done. I took a bunch of, my grandpa was big into radio stuff like ham radio and stuff, so there's a lot of extra wiring and antenna stuff in here that I'm gonna delete because a lot of it's been cut anyways, so it's not useful. And I'll put antennas back on it just for the sake of cool factor. Probably put a CB in it since I don't have the ham radio license like he did or does. I think depending on the condition of the main block here, I haven't been able to source the ignition wire yet. I haven't figured out which one it is. So I might take a harness off of another truck that I have to clean it up. I may or may not. I haven't decided yet. I haven't figured out why. I'll have to ask him. That Z-bar linkage just tore through the firewall. I've never seen that. I mean, we have a lot of these trucks around here. Never seen that before. Power steering and power brakes. Those should, you know, come around. Might have to put a master and brake on this one. We'll see. So it's kind of what I've been doing. I need to go get some parts from town. I need the exhaust donuts. They're completely shot. So I'm going to go pick some of those up if I can find them. I was doing some digging around on the inside. I mean, it's got a bunch of the parts in it. Oh, I forgot. I need to lube this door. There's all the stuff from the motor. The starter I'll probably use if it works. Test it. I was just looking in here and seeing some some of the cool old stuff. I like this square body, 70 square body tow truck on the AAA. That's sweet. An old scale card, tear weight on the Fairbanks Morse registering beam. This is a some auto parts deal, but on the inside it has a I need two hands here. I don't have two hands. Looks like, hold on, trying to get this thing open. 1988. Looks like it got a blower motor. Brand new blower motor in there. Only 8 years since that, you know, until it got parked. Some propane stuff. Obviously it's propane converted. Some old keeping track stuff. The 81, 82 propane gas refilling stations. So we know that the truck was propane converted around then. So sometime in probably the 70s, maybe that year, got this big old tank in here. I'm trying to decide if I should leave it for nostalgia's sake. It's kind of cool. I'm not really sure yet. Once again, this thing's in pretty good shape. I mean, usually the rockers are a lot worse for rust. I mean, it's got dents, which sucks, but yeah, some old stuff in here. Cool old lock. I don't know, I'm just kind of hunting. Maybe thought you guys want to see in there. More string. But yeah, think about putting a Bluetooth radio in here. Since it's already got door speakers, might as well use them. And get the kit that puts the two behind the seat. Oh, I tried to even slam it. Anyway, that's where I've been up to for a minute. I'm going to run into town now. Get some stuff. I really want to get that motor in today. I'm just not quite sure if I can or not. Alright, I'm back. And I got my little exhaust donut gaskets and some manifold paint. So I'm going to tape this off a little bit. And spark plugs. I'm just going to put some black on it because it's just, you know, everything else looks pretty good, so why not? I am thinking maybe I kind of want to wash it first. I just haven't decided yet. I need to get this thing off the stand. We'll see. I don't know if I have any engine degreaser either, so I might just have to brake clean on it. Let me get some stuff handled, and that's what I'm going to do next. Alright, I did a little brake clean bath on the old motor. Looks pretty good. I'm going to get the chain set up. I don't want to take anything apart on it. I'm going to put it in pretty much as is. So I get this water pump or water outlet off, and that'll give me room to get to a bolt to put a chain on it with my leveler. I'm going to hang this off the forklift though, because I don't want to push that around. I'm going to put the engine in it outside. I got all this other junk in my way. So I'm probably going to snag it by this bolt and this water pump bolt, or the one that's up there. Kind of keep it as level as I can. So that's where I'm going with it. Definitely need a better selection of hooks and stuff just to have around. Got a few pieces of chain and stuff. I only need one. I think this might go on it. Yep, that'll work. Should be able to make this guy happen, the bolt or something. Getting engines hoisted up's always a task, you know. Maybe I can get it in here. Unlikely. Just no simple way to do anything. This one, I just need to get the bolt and a washer on it, and that'll be all right. Chain situation on this unit, so just getting some anti-seize put on this screw. Pretty straight. Just want to get this screw nice and lubed up, so in case I have to crank on it. This thing doesn't ever get used anymore. Oh, now we're greasing the shaft. Lots of ability to get angles out of it. Engine's pretty straight with the forklift too, which is nice. Probably start slightly back, and that's about it. I'm going to proceed to put engine mounts on this thing. I'm going to do that out here where I can lift it way up. First, we got to get this, before I forget, we're going to get the little stand off of it. Mounts set up. I need to take off some. The spark plugs are running underneath the engine mount area, but I'm missing a one washer. Aha, found one. Thank goodness. The drill has my socket. There it is. Got all the hardware. Pretty sure they're not going to be any too long ones. Oh, geez. That is tight. Well, that didn't go as planned. Now we got hardware all over the place. Okay. I don't know why they wrap this in a non-insulated. Probably gonna bring these around a little bit different. I don't like when they go under the engine mount very much. They're hard to get on and off if needed. I suppose better get one of these on before I go drop everything again. I'm not sure if this is the best way. I know this is kind of a pain to get the hardware in. as far as that single bolt from the bottom. Hopefully I don't have any issues. I'll get these tight, don't worry. Pop my shoulder. Get these guys on, and then I'm gonna get a piece of cardboard and I'm gonna paint these manifolds. Might hit them with the acetone first, but we'll see. I got crap everywhere now. Made in China. Who ordered these? A little bit of a, a grunt here and there means you're torquing right. Okay, it's kind of tough when it's swinging around like this. A little bit more tough than usual. Should I go up with these ones? I think there's enough room to go maybe over the top. Potentially. Anyway, I'm gonna mess around with it. No use wasting time. Gonna put a little black on it, make it look a little better. It's not really necessary, most manifolds are not, but a little bit of this. I know you're supposed to bake the parts in the oven. I'm gonna bake them in the engine bay. I don't have time for that. Looks good enough for me. A little bit of overspray, but it's mostly underneath. And as soon as this thing gets some grease on it, never gonna know. Just the top needs to look good. I mean, it looks pretty good anyways, but I just don't want it to be rust. So, gotta put something on it. Well, we're gonna let that dry, maybe put another coat on it. Darn engine mounts have a 7/16, I believe, is the size of the bolt that goes in there. So I need to go get a 7/16 bolt. I might go hunt for my starter also. This starter, I guess I could test it, just put it on there and see. Oh, there's no bell housing, so I can't do that. I can't test the starter until I put the darn thing in the truck. I wonder if you can put it on with the starter installed, put the engine in. I don't know. Yep. Hopefully we can sneak this thing down in there and get those engine mounts. I hope everything lines up between these motors. Small block Chevys are pretty good. Let's see. Looking for potentially 7/16 hardware. Those are flywheel bolts or something. The mixed nut jars might pay off. It's 3/8. I suppose I should probably just get some. They're probably about an inch and a half, probably work with a set of washer and lock washer. I gotta grease that door. This is about an 1/8. So you get an 1/8 and another 3/16. That's how much the washers will take. So, you know, about 3/8, leave an inch and an 1/8 of threads left on a 1.5-inch bolt. I don't know about the 1-inch one though, because there's a recess in here. Oh, it's got tons, it's got miles. 1.5 it is. With all that space in there. We use an 1.5 bolt. Got lots of room on the other side. I got my washers for that. Oh, now you can really see my overspray. Not when it's installed. Make sure all this seems correct. Obviously that manifold would go on this side because it's pointing backwards. And this one's a straight down. Better go check. Nope, I think it's right. It's sitting in the orientation right now on the forklift like it needs to go in. So got the angled one on the driver and that one on the passenger, so should be good. I still got to rip this guy off because it's in the way. Well, I suppose I might go get the starter off of what this motor originally came out of. I know it had a good starter, so may go get it while this dries. Probably put another coat on these just for the heck of it. Why not? But anyways, when I get further, I'll let you join in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get this in today or not, but I'm working on it, you know. All right, guys, this is where we got. Running around and looking for stuff, but got the manifolds. They're coated. They look pretty good. Can't hardly tell that I oversprayed everywhere. Looking real good. I got the bolts I need. Got a good throwout bearing. Got my pipe doohickeys, you know, to replace the crust with something that's not crust. Got 2 of them. They're the right size. Yep, these are the engine mount bolts. Important detail with them engine mounts. Holy smokes. This is really where I got shop steak time. Make some little street tacos. The shop is getting swamped with smoke. I gotta get this out a little further. Got a little taco seasoning on there. Oh, the engine mounts. I bought some Chinesium ones, which is fine. I had to tap the hole. I would have never got either one of these bolts started without tapping it first. So keep that in mind if you're doing cheap small block swap. Another thing to keep in mind, power steering is going to take this bolt too. These 2 and that one, I believe. Still need to figure out the, you know, charging machine. I need to find a regular thermostat housing. Not really too much. I need to pull the truck down in here. I might do it after I cook. And clean up the input shaft sleeve that this rides on. It's been sitting out in the open for 30 years, so it's a little rusty. What else? I'll need a little fuel line. I don't need to worry about all that. Pretty simple. I'll bitch drop it in there and hope that the mounts line up pretty close. These are pretty stiff, being that they have a bell housing mounted. The transmission's bell housing mounted instead of tail mounted, like 4-wheel drive stuff. So it's pretty short distance between mounts. So if you want it to, you don't have a lot of wiggle room, you know. A Could not find the starter, so I'm going to test on the original starter that truck had. I hope it's good. It's probably been replaced, so it's probably all right. It's been sitting. Other than that, so I might be swapping it tomorrow, just throwing it in tomorrow. I'd really like to have another set of hands because engines are kind of a pain. I mean, you can do them, but by gosh, it's 10 times easier when you have someone finagling stuff while you're moving, especially with the engine crane. So might wait for Bob or Casey or somebody to be able to help me. It's just not, it's not as fun as it used to be to tear everything up, tear your hands up and pull muscles and do all that stuff. I think just smoking the shop out. I need to lower the door. See if this works. It's starting to. It's just really peeling in. I don't feel like it's usually this bad. I've cooked on it a lot. Anyway, that's where we're at. That's the little update. I think I'm going to work on it tomorrow. I'm going to work on it a little more, but nothing really too exciting. So that's what we're doing. Should be in there tomorrow. I can't wait to hear that through those original pipes, the mufflers. That's just going to take it back in history. So we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow unless I decide to put it in tonight. Well, I've decided I want to get this thing started up here just for the sake of knowing that everything's going to be all right on it. So I've hooked up all this stuff. So I'm going to fill a bowl and got the ignition hot wired. Got her strapped on. We'll see if I can get it to pump. I want to see if the fuel pump's working too, because those go out all the time. Let's give her a fire. She just wants to. Has not pulled any fuel. Need to hang on to this thing. Come on now. Not getting any fuel through it yet. Unfortunately. Maybe I need to backfill it. Let's backfill her up. See if we can't get it to pull. This has been sitting here for quite a while. Oops. I'm really overdoing it now. Got a little in there. Tighten that up. Let that evaporate for a little bit, or I'll wipe it up. Don't want all this stuff in the air. I'm making sparks off the jump. don't care as much on top of the motor, but as far as down here, just try to make it less flammable. Get that moved over a little. Oops. Put a little bit more in there. Kind of hard to hang on to. Just pulled fuel. Ooh, this is kind of hard to get in here. Doesn't seem like it needs to be warmer than that. All right. Well, wasn't that exciting? I wasn't ready to do an oil change on this thing yet. The shaking, which I wasn't too worried about, I put a strap on it, but it pulled the thread out of that intake bolt there, and that's wild. I mean, I had that thing threaded in. It must have been backing out, because when I put it in there, I threaded it until it stopped. It had probably 3/4, let's see, it was an inch less a quarter, and a flange probably had at least a 1/2 inch engagement in the threads. Must have backed out. I can't even find the bolt. I mean, it sent it somewhere. I've started engines on engine cranes and right on the floor so many times. I've never had that happen. But nothing really got hit. It kind of tickled the edge of the flywheel here, and bell housing got a scratch. I don't think that got hurt. It was still being supported for the most part. So I think it just nicked the concrete, and then it shut off because the coil power wire went off. And then all it did was it hit the corner of this. It hopped and it punctured the oil filter. I took it off, and it's not, leaking anywhere else. I mean, everything under here looks fine. Just popped the oil filter because it's a little tin thing. Well, that was exciting. Well, if you aren't a mechanic, you wouldn't know. Especially doing stuff like this. I still want to run it more. I kind of like to get it tuned in, but not with it doing that, you know, kind of spooked me a little bit when it dropped, you know. Well, anyway, no sense. I know it's going to run. Sounds good. I don't hear any clattering or anything weird. Fuel pump actually did prime, and it's going to be a lot more stable in the rig. So, it's good content, you know. Anyhow, it runs. We figured that out. Now we'll just put it in the thing. I might crank it over a little bit just to make sure that there's no run out or anything on the old. I might crank it right now, actually. Crank through that concrete that's on there. No, I don't have any. Oh yeah, it's gonna go crazy. Oil filter crazy. Didn't think about that yet. Probably give it one little ring just to tickle, just to see. Nope. I didn't see anything weird on that rotation. I'm not going to crank it any more than that because there's no oil filter on it. So it's probably not pumping shit. Anywho, tomorrow we'll pick up where we left off. I'm going to get a filter and we'll probably throw this thing in. I really liked that spot because the motor was really level. Now I'm crooked. Darn it. Might have to go hook this guy into this guy here instead. Yep, we'll check in with you all tomorrow. Well, it's the next day. After a little fiasco, I got to go get an oil filter. Doesn't really seem to be leaking anywhere else, which is good. I think this is all okay. Minimal little crap. It's fine. I'm gonna go get a filter. I'm also gonna move the truck over to this spot because I'm gonna do it outside. I figured. I mean, I just don't really. It's kind of hard to maneuver the truck, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it the old. What do we got going on here? Oh, the mount messed up. Set you guys up on the tripod. Maneuver this guy in here. It's already hooked to the forklift. Gonna throw that engine in right here, the old forklift. I changed my mind a lot. I like to use the forklift, but I thought maybe doing it on the concrete would be nice. I changed my mind again. I'm just gonna do it right here. Close enough to the tools. Not too big a deal. So I'm currently on my way to go get the oil filter. I'm also going to get a swivel hook. So when I got that engine leveler, I can, rotate that on axis, because right now it just kind of turns on its own chain. And that kind of sucks. So I want to be able to pivot it around, be able to manipulate it. So if I get a swivel hook, I'll have both axis of ability to manipulate the engine. So a couple things I got to get. Need a case of water because I'm out, got to stay hydrated. Sorry. Couple other things I got to do before I can actually put the engine in. I got to clean up that input shaft, the housing where the throwout bearing slides. I need to get that AC out of the way. I also have to pre-wire the starter so I don't have to do it down in there. I put that high torque starter on there. I'm probably going to just leave it. No sense in, putting the unknown starter on there, and those are a lot harder to get off. The old school ones bolt from the side into the bell housing. I'm pretty sure they work with the bell housing that's on it. We'll see if I end up with an interference, but with the forklift I'll be able to, you know, I'll be able to drop and pull that motor out of there pretty easy. So a little bit of wiring stuff. I know the wiring's pretty shoddy anyway, so I'll just bring a stub up there to tie into. It's just way easier to do all this stuff while it's on the, you know, forklift or engine crane. Everything else is looking pretty good. Exhaust is on there. When it was running, you know, it's hard to hear for leaks, but I don't see any evidence of leaks. At least where it, like, you know, pushes stuff out. I really need to get it hooked to the exhaust to test that, so no sense worrying about it. I think everything looked pretty good. I got the surfaces pretty close to metal, even though everything's so pitted. But yeah, I get a little bit of oil and oil filter, and I know I put a gallon of oil in that before, so I'll probably put 2 more quarts in it. I don't have a dipstick, but whatever. It's not going to be overfilled enough with 2 quarts. I know I lost a quart at least, and it's dribbled a little bit, so if I put 2 in it, I was probably already a quart under. Didn't hear any ticking or anything, so I'm sure I got oil pressure. I'm gonna hook it to the factory gauge. I just got to get some, you know, connectors, or I need to get the little fitting out of some other engine I got, maybe. So that's what I'm doing. I'll be back here in a little bit. Okay, so I made it back from the parts store. Well, I went to the farm and ranch store. Got this guy, little swivel hook. I'm gonna switch out. Got a connector for my 12 volt wire and my solenoid wire on the starter. Just a 2, what do you call it, double tower terminal. My filter and oil, I'm just going to change the oil. I got it draining right now. Might as well put the diesel oil in her. Don't really matter. It's got the goods. Got the 51.5. This looks about done. I literally put oil in this thing and started it like 2 times historically, and then what I did, so that's all this oil's been ran. So that's good. I am going to make a little bolt here so I can tie into this guy and this guy with a plate, and I'm going to drill 2 holes in a piece of like 1/4 inch, maybe 1/4 angle, so I can space that out. I might have to get a little bit longer hardware. Well, I might be able to just make these both longer. I was thinking about just adding another bolt, like a 1 inch 3/8 bolt to the end of that, just weld it together, and then I can use those as mount studs. So I'll have to extend this one quite a bit. Then I can put a plate here, like angle, and put the mount plate on top of that for the alternator. If I get that much done with it out, it'll be easier. There's lots of these little screw holes in here. I'm not sure. This must be for old plug wiring stuff. I'll just lose them if I don't take them out. I got to fix this little hole that stripped out yesterday and made the engine fall off. See, I know there's a couple more. There's another one. There's another screw. Fuel pump's working, that's good. Got to get radiator hoses. See, if I would have made another one of those, would have never came out. Wouldn't have been able to back out. Look at that thing barely hanging on there. I'm going to reposition the chains. I'm going to put this chain to this, I believe. Or screw this loop into there. Probably do that. So I have more even. Kind of getting sick, so I'm not moving the fastest or most efficiently. Might torque these since I hit it on the ground. Probably needs it. Probably doesn't actually need it, but I'm going to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna get to doing that stuff. I got in there and I sanded up everything that needs to slip together, and I got the clutch fork out of there. I'm gonna clean that up and grease the ball location. I'm gonna jump in there with some brake clean, a little bit of grease the splines and the input, and then get some grease on that. Then I think I'm gonna start working towards getting that motor in there. All right, I got a few more things done. Got a battery cable made. I'll do another video later. I'll probably end up doing it anyways, but on making your own cables. Pretty simple, just a little light duty soldering operation. I brought this red wire up. That's solenoid wire. I don't need the other one because I don't have that voltage drop wire on this mini starter. So yeah, I got this guy. Probably just run this ground cable for now. Since it's so short. I don't have the correct 2-rib pulley, but I might. We'll see. I'll just have to play with pulleys once it's in there. I just want to get it in there, get the exhaust hooked up, you know, get it cranking. Still need to find 12-volt key, so I'm gonna go ahead and I believe I just need to clean a little bit up in here, and I'll be able to send it in there. I can't quite get that unit off, so it's just gonna stay out of the way. So yeah, a little bit more and I'll be throwing it in. I found the original throw-out bearing. I'm not exactly sure why it's different from this one. This is the one that came out of this the engine that I'm putting in it, and it has the same bell housing, but it does have a different style of clutch. You know, the clutch that came in this truck was that like 3-arm style. I'm curious if those maybe just stick out a lot further due to needing more spring pressure or something. So I'm gonna put this one in and might do a little Google search on it, but I don't remember knowing or hearing or reading about this particular bell housing having any differences between the other ones. And they're both small blocks. I'm pretty confident that this one's okay. So I'm gonna run it. Got my grease here. Okay, well, I've looked into the little throwout bearing difference thing, and this truck had a short one in it. This guy. The truck used to have the engine that I'm using was a long one, so I was doing the research, trying to figure that out, what's the right one to use. And I know this truck was a good driver, so I'm confused on, you know, I don't remember the clutch being strange in it. Oh yeah. Just getting these gaskets slipped in here so I don't forget and then have to get under the truck. Oh man, this one's stuck. So I decided not to trust anything that I was reading, since people were saying a long one was for the old style, like 3-prong clutch, and then someone said that it wasn't, it was for the flat diaphragm style like what's on this, which makes more sense to me. I figured the 3-prong was the one that had the longer, you know, needed the longer throw, so it had the short bearing to make up for the throw, I suppose. Anyway, I measured it with it currently set up and taking into consideration the center line of the throwout bearing arc, where the pivot actually rubs it. Since it's in an arc, it's going to cross center line. It meets right at center line with a 1/4 inch of clearance, free clearance, so I should be able to adjust that just fine. So it's going in. Measured it out. At least in this vehicle, that's what's happening. I'm sure it'll fit. I'm gonna rip that motor over here. See if I can't sneak it close. Get on the forklift here. Sneak this guy in there. Look okay. Got to be careful. Don't want to strip the stinking bolt out again. That would suck ass. Get my side shift centered as much as possible. Try to get centered here. I tried to level the truck pretty close, but it may not be perfect. I don't know. Forklift isn't going to be as level, but the engine's sitting a little crooked in favor. I think, other than it's rocking the Casbah. I don't have any help eyeballing it, so. These things should have quite a bit of room, but just keep it kind of towards the keep it on the driver's side with that big can. Should be able to kind of sneak it down in here. Take a peek now that I'm close. Yep, we're sneaking it. Sun's right in my eyes now. That doesn't help. Put you guys over here, maybe. Found all the pulleys and stuff are in here, so I'm gonna fan-doogle with this thing for a while, so I'm gonna put you back on time lapse. So I'm probably gonna have to go up and down, sideways, and everything. So. So that took a lot of finagling, and the forklift ran out of fuel, but it's in. I can see the bell housing is mated pretty close enough to get it started. I mean, it's only a minuscule gap back there. Good thing about these trucks, the two-wheel drives have a big old, like their engine is offset quite a bit, so they got kind of a big gap in the back. I'm going to proceed to hook the exhaust stuff up because it was destroying these things. I don't even know if that one's, I'll have to go under there. I'm going to hook a bunch of stuff up, get this forklift out of the way, and then I really want to just hear the exhaust. Probably hook the clutch up. I need to put a ball on there. Looks like we need a mid-position ball. I'm gonna have to dig one of those up. I'm kind of surprised actually that it's a mid-position one. Anywho, I got a pile of stuff to do now. Engine's sitting in here. Gotta get this thing some propane and get it out of my way so I can get to work. Exhaust donut that I popped out of here back in. Just gonna have to lever the motor pretty hard. probably all we got. Shouldn't have took it out. It was getting hammered, so I took it out. Shouldn't have done it. Oh, what? Why it won't go down? I'm gonna try to pull a slight bit. I gotta fiddle with this thing. Engine mounts out because I know they're not gonna be close enough to get that to work. Well, now I've lost the bolts. I just knew without opening those guys up, there ain't no room in there. I mean, the bolts barely went through the hole. Where are we at here? This one is a real pain to get to. The fuel pump in it. Yep. I think it does need to go up slightly for those to go in. Maybe like that. Let's try to get one in. You know, you're kind of pressing your luck to expect line fit stuff to go together. Does need to pivot a little. Just needs to go slightly to the passenger. Yeah, this one's still half a hole. I wonder if I should loosen the mount. I don't know, I can figure that one out later. Well, since I need to get more parts, I got to find my clutch ball, my Z-bar ball adapter. Since this is an early engine, I've got to pry the exhaust in better. So I might as well skip to seeing if I can get the what the fuel situation looks like in the tank. Smells terrible, but if I just need to know if the line is clear. Well, all I'm hearing, I'm trying to listen for like. Yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be anything coming out of that. Figure it's probably been unused since 1981 or whatever that pamphlet says. Can't believe how far off the stinking mountains are. You know, this bracket's probably not so far off. I really want to just prime this sucker just to see if it'll push through that exhaust. This is so in the way, I can't get it off yet. Oh, we got crap everywhere. This is definitely a little more of a project than I was thinking. This thing is immovable. I got my starter solenoid wire. Trannies should be now in the right spot. Probably should just go under there and tighten that one nut and then pound on them other deals. I'm gonna do that for a little bit. Well, I got kind of the exhaust tight. I'm itching to hear the exhaust, so I think I'm gonna skip a whole bunch of stuff, proved by me, and just fire it up now that it's secure enough. So I'm gonna hook up some crap. Okay, so I have hooked up some of the necessary items. See if it'll crank. Oh, I got a strip of wire, hold on. Might as well be priming the fuel too while we're at it. Move you guys right here. I'm just gonna throw this fuel line in, see if I can snake it into this can. I'm only gonna run it for a minute or two. Make sure that fall didn't do anything before I get too obnoxious here. Okay, that should work roughly, as long as it doesn't drive off on me. Pretty good. Don't know if that's actually in there or not. Should crank. Yep. Well, not sure what that clunking is. Let's give her a prime. I think everything just being loose is making it sound a little clunky. Fuel pump is also not quite there. We got the quiet exhaust on here. Just starting to get some fuel. Sounds good. Not quite getting fuel. Come on. Trying to pull fuel. It's not pulling fuel very good. Come on, you can do it. I don't know if I'm reaching fuel in the can. Seems like I should. It's just not quite priming. Oh, we're smoking. Vacuum leak, probably. Get some vacuum caps on this thing. I know there's a couple spots that we could have it. Pretty sure that's definitely an issue. She's quiet. Wait, I thought it was gonna be a little louder. at least one port here, and then this guy is not really that great. So put this one of these junkers on there. Let's see if it'll just go. Fuel pump's just not really keeping up. At least got to get this up a little. All right, let's take a listen before it wants to die. Well, the exhaust is clear. A little bit of junk came out of this one. Not sure what that was. Seems to be running now. That collector's definitely leaking. Sounds pretty good. Let's kill it. Do not want to, get her too hot just sitting here. So, well, it's running in the frame, so that's good. I need to collect up a pile of parts again. Every day, more parts. Sounds pretty good. I know if I get 12 volts to that coil, the starter won't be an interrupter, but I got a battery cable. Engine sit here and run. Let me see. Oh yeah, we barely put any heat in it. Maybe 100 some degrees, I don't know. Fuel pump is seemingly kind of weak. And nothing's hooked up correctly, so it is what it is. Got a lot of little stuff to do now. Get it to running and driving, but that's some of the pain work from this point forward, It's just start bolting stuff on and seeing what works and what doesn't. I'll catch up with you guys once I get some more parts to put on. Well, we've done a bunch of work I needed Bobby's hands for. Got the exhaust manifolds actually tied up. I'm not sure if that gas is supposed to be on that or if that's coolant, don't know. Manifolds are tied up. Threw a radiator I had in there with some new hoses and clamps. Got the wiring done with the key. This is all stuff that's hard to see and looked a lot like yesterday, just me bent over the fender. So you can only see so much of that in the video. So we're gonna fire it up. I'm gonna back it out a little and we're gonna let her run for a while. Oh, it's sitting. Here it is. Watch that.
AC compressor might fall. All right, I'm gonna back up. Running pretty good. We got a boat tank on it. Holy smokes. I got the real jankiness going on the look at that piece of wood. I don't have a bracket built yet. So I got my wood and my rat. That'd get you home. I bet you could get home on that. Running. Sounded pretty good. I gotta watch the temps and stuff. So I'm gonna set you guys up.
On top of that muffler on the one side of the top.
Oh yeah, it does have a lot of junk on it, huh? Sounds good. That little cam sounds good in there. Radiator doesn't appear to be leaking. No alternator actually charging, so. What? I think it was just coming out of the.
Oh, from spilling it?
Yeah. A little piece of wood. A little piece of wood that tried. That's a really nice running little engine though.
You had it fired up on.
Yep. Yeah, but it was like open headers, so. Yeah, we're just gonna keep eyeballing this thing and let it warm up. See how she runs. So I'm gonna leave you guys here. Next time I talk to you, be making stuff right, because right now we got all kinds of jankiness just to keep this thing running. But that's part of the game, doing on these old rigs, you know. Sounds good. Little cam just rumbling. Power pack heads rumbling. What? Took my new microphone off just to see if I get better sound. It's taken forever to warm up. I mean, it's got a HD radiator. I think it's got a 160 thermostat because I keep reading that. Seems like that's where it wanted to hang out. This thing's got a good look to it. Super good look. I love those GMC hubcaps and 16.5s. I wish they made a selection of 16.5 tires. Not too shabby. Still a lot of work to go, but we're getting there. It moves under its own power too. I hooked up the clutch, and I mean the clutch works. The throwout bearing feels like it's in a pretty good spot, so I'm not too worried about that being a problem. So if you watched earlier in the video, you know that what throwout bearing I put in it with this particular clutch is correct. I don't know how much gas we got. Oh, it's just sipping on the fuel. I like the C series trucks because they have so much room behind the engine. You got all that room, super nice. Might have a teeny little bit of exhaust leak, but not sure. We'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Just fiddling around with this guy some more. Unfortunately, without a bunch more work, the brakes are not going to work. I just cleaned out the muck that was in there, put fluid in there, gave it a little bit of, well, before I put fluid in there, I gave it a little scrub down, but I pushed on it a million times. I need to try bleeding it, but I should probably break all these connections loose and see if there's anything. It may not even be worth saving. I should just put a master and proportioning valve on it and just be done. I did hook up the power booster. It seems to be working. Right now I'm working on putting the factory power steering back on. So I'm working on that right now. It seems to be running good, so I'm pretty happy with that. At least on the boat tank. Haven't approached the fuel system yet. But anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna try to get this power steering, get all this engine stuff done, then I'm gonna work back. Okay, all y'alls. I got some stuff done without you. I started to record, and then I got a phone call and I had to handle some business, so it's literally a couple days later, and I had to dig around and mess with stuff and find pulleys. So I, wasn't really thinking about filming it, so here I am. I got the power steering on. I ended up machining a pulley from a later model, like a 70s or 80s small block. I just took the big pulley off, and it lines up pretty darn good. I still haven't got an alternator. I need to order one. I need to order a master cylinder because it absolutely doesn't work. So I'm sure it needs a master because it was full of junk. I'm gonna cut this guy off, save it for later. I'll eventually redo that. And I still haven't tested the tank. Maybe I'll test it right now. I got some gas. Actually, I just need to shine a light down in there and look at it instead of wasting gas. Uh-oh. I don't know if you could see in there, but there is gas in it. And I tried blowing through it. Probably need to put a sending unit in that, at least to get a new pickup. I'm sure the hose here is fine, but I blew air in there. I should have heard it bubble. So that's not great, and it's just orange. I'm still considering putting a tank in the back, like just putting a new fuel tank in it and running new line. So for now, it looks like that is the answer, the fuel tank. Yeah, so far in this, we got the engine in her. We got the power steering working. verified the tranny works, at least in first and second gear. Got a radiator in it. It's not done. I still need a couple bolts, whatever. I'm gonna put the hood on it before the end of this video. Here, I'm waiting for some help. So clutch works. Engine's running good. Power steering's working. I know I'll get an alternator to work. All I gotta do is land it right here. Brakes will be easy enough once I get the part. And I'm gonna get a one-wire self-exciting alternator so I don't have to use the regulator this one has. Throw a good new full-size battery in here. A little fuel work. We'll be ready to clean this bad boy up. Still need to just clean a bunch of stuff up in it. I've got a bunch of parts in the back and I need to scrub on it. You know, I've been scuffing on it here and there just to play. Kind of hard to see, but it's gonna come around, I think. Like that was just a minute with some quad zero, and I think it's gonna come around. So probably the next video will be tying up all these loose ends, but I'm just running out of, I gotta wait for parts, one thing, and then, you know, I got other stuff to do too. Well, we've done quite a bit of work to this unit for this video. We did a engine, put an engine in there. We rewired some stuff so that it would start by the key, so that's good. Transmission works, at least in first and second. Tried to fix the brakes, but I need a master cylinder and probably some rubber hoses at a minimum. Power steering's working. Hooked the power steering up, had to make my own pulley, but I just used the later 70s pulley and just did a little bit of finessing on it. And then she stalled out on me. Probably ran out of gas. Fuel tank has gas in it, so I at least need to pump that out before I can depend on it. I couldn't get air to blow through the line, so we'll see if I even use the tank. I might just pull it out. Yeah, headlights work. I put the hood back on, so she's got the, you know, classic look going again. It makes the truck feel a lot more complete. I still needed quad zero and scuff this thing down. The paint, there's a couple spots I kind of scuffed on it. You kind of see I did it here. Took the white right off. I don't know if we're loading up here. Will it fire back up? Is it out of gas? Hold on a second. I haven't put the key back in the spot yet. It should fire up. Must be running low on gas. Oh. That's all we can do for this video though. Every little bit we do, making it more like a truck. It's looking real good. I have a new grill for it that I've had for a while, so I'm gonna put that on there. But anyway, this is Tom at Tom Hands On. Like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. I really appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next one.